Good morning, everyone. 18 minutes after the hour. Welcome back to the Sunrise Show. Wonderful, beautiful Friday today. And speaking of beautiful, we have Dr. Ginger on the phone with us this morning. She recently put out an incredible book, The Rainbow Juice Cleanse by Dr. Ginger. You can get that online, the website, therainbowjuicecleanse.com, or you can also get to thedrginger.com. She's a wealth of knowledge. She's a chiropractic doctor by right, and now she's focused her life on eating healthy, being healthy, and living the dream. And Dr. Ginger, thanks so much for being on the program this morning.
Well, thank you, Craig. And I also, one of my main focuses in life is to educate and to teach and to get people to understand, what's going on around us and what you need to do to live a healthy lifestyle. So I so appreciate you having me on the show this morning.
Well, that's great. And I want to save some time at the end to talk about your experience working directly for Donald Trump at the Mar-a-Lago Spa in Florida. So just to note that, and then we'll come back at the end and talk about that because obviously Donald Trump is in the news recently. Okay. So you brought to my attention, and it's fascinating, scientists and Johnson & Johnson ordered to pay $72 million in suit linking talcum powder to ovarian cancer. This article came out of one of many, but the Washington Post, and we posted it up on our Facebook page. But they were ordered to pay $72 million to a woman's family who died from ovarian cancer. Talk about the talcum powder, because women have been using talcum powder all their lives. What's going on here?
Well, and this is something that those folks in the natural health world have been kind of trying to teach and trying to relay this message to people for a long time, that talcum powder has problems because at a microscopic level, it's actually kind of like asbestos in composition. It's been associated with asthma and all sorts of respiratory problems, as well as we have a case right here showing about something that we've been talking about for a long time, but ovarian cancer and the link. So you want to stay away from talcum powder, baby powder, talc. If you're going to use anything along those lines, you want to, well, first of all, completely avoid that. But cornstarch is the much better option.
Okay, so a cornstarch powder was what you'd want to use in replacement of, okay.
And of course you want GMO-free, which is probably hard to find. But really, if you can stay away from all of that kind of powdery stuff altogether, that's a much better option. The FDA is actually recalling those surgical gloves that are powdered inside as well because of this. So, and another thing that most women are probably not aware of, and I went to the store the other day, just like, a Target, and I went to a Walgreens and just kind of looked at makeup. Every single powdered makeup, whether it's a blush, an eyeshadow, the first ingredient in every single one that I looked at was talc. So this is stuff you want to stay away from and look for healthier options, and there definitely are healthier options out there.
Well, this is another topic of our discussion, and it's a sad thing to see that Johnson & Johnson and paying, and here was the thing, it was a jury trial, and one of the comments coming from the juror, he said, they tried to cover up and influence the boards that regulate cosmetics. He said they could have at least put a warning label on the box, but they didn't. They did nothing. That comes against Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. But,
That's
again,
huge.
it comes back to the consumers. If we just become a little educated and know a little bit about this stuff, we can start to, number one, stop buying that stuff so that they're not making it, and number two, start demanding changes. And that is absolutely happening. It's happening in the food industry. If you look at Panera Bread is eliminating 150 ingredients from their food by the end of this year because consumers are demanding cleaner food. And it's starting to happen in the health and fitness world. I know I work with several brands with a company that is very particular about ingredients in their protein shakes. They don't use fructose, maltodextrin, sucralose that a lot of popular companies are using. And it's starting to trickle in. And so now, today we're talking here about skincare. And let me tell you, some really popular products that I used growing up, like Estee Lauder and Clinique and the like, are going to get a rude awakening if they don't step up and start eliminating some of these known toxins and actually known carcinogens from their products.
Right. Now, that brings up a great topic because Jouve Skin and Jouve, 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 and then skin.com. But this product, it's not that you're pushing this product, but that you've noticed that it's the best in relation to health.
Yes, and if you go to joveskin.com/clean, and that's the key word here, they are so aware of ingredients. And actually, I have a Never Ever list that I know you have a copy of.
Right.
And we talk about ingredients that you should never ever put on your skin. And on that list, of course, is talc, and we just talked about that. But one of the popular things that you need to look at with any of these skincare products is the preservative. And there are something called parabens that you want to get, you want to make sure you're not utilizing, because those are hormonal and endocrine disruptors. And a really popular synthetic preservative that is found across the board in almost any skincare line you pick up is called phenoxyethanol. And the problem with that, even their own, every synthetic chemical has to have a sheet called the material safety data sheet. And
Right.
it's the safety sheet on that chemical. And it's registered, and it's actually available online. If you look up phenoxyethanol's material safety data sheet, you will see that it's a skin irritant. So why are they using this in skincare products?
Well,
You will see that it depresses the central nervous system, it causes reproductive problems, and it's absolutely incredible at the companies that are using phenoxyethanol in their skincare products instead of what Jove uses, a natural preservative. I mean, companies like, Jeunesse and La Mer and Arbonne and Nu Skin and Estee Lauder and Chanel, Lancome, Avon, LifeVantage, I could go on and on and on, are not using natural preservatives. So you have to look at your ingredients.
But what's amazing, and we're talking to Dr. Ginger, you can get to thedrginger.com, but it's amazing, this preservatives, and I know what an MSDS sheet is. Truck drivers, when they're transporting chemicals, they must have on board an MSDS sheet. And to have this phenox, say it for me.
Phenoxyethanol.
Okay.
Phenoxyethanol.
It says another synthetic preservative has been found to depress central nervous system and may cause vomiting and diarrhea as well as reproductive problems. So why are they using this preservative? Because it's the cheapest, best they can find, or what's a...
Two reasons. One, because it's cheap, and number two, because you don't know it's not healthy. You don't know that it's got problems. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to teach you guys, and that's why I know Jove Skincare Products, the company behind it, is so big on teaching about these ingredients and doing it right. And so, the tide is starting to change. And so all of these other companies are going to have to step up, or guess what? They're going to be left behind, because there are companies out there doing it right. And joveskin.com/clean, you can check out the two products that have just come out from that particular line and see that they use natural preservatives. They also don't use PEGs, PEG. If you look onto your skincare and you see PEG 200 or PEG 100, guess what? You probably want to get rid of those. Those are petroleum-based ingredients that are known carcinogens that are linked with things like developmental problems, skin irritation, and all sorts of things. Another kind of related chemical to a PEG, a PEG compound, is ethylene glycol, butylene glycol, and those are equally toxic. And I mean, there are crazy companies out there, Lancome and Shiseido and Miriam and Dior and Nu Skin and Arbonne, that are using PEGs in their skincare products. That means when you put that on your skin, within 30 seconds, those toxins are in your bloodstream and affecting your health, either negatively or positively, and in this case, negatively.
I mean,
so it's really important to pay attention to.
Ethylene glycol is in antifreeze.
I know.
Okay, but this is great. We're talking with Dr. Ginger. We've got the Never Ever list, a comprehensive list of ingredients that you will not find in Jove, but that you find in all these other products, and it's amazing. Formaldehyde, the fragrances, the sulfates, and here's the thing: sulfates, just like with in wine. Am I not correct on that? You'll find sulfates in wine that gets irritable and things like that, but preservatives.
I think you're thinking of nitrates.
Nitrates or sulfides, maybe, yeah. But colors and dyes, aminos. I mean, this is amazing. So let's continue. We got to get to a break though, so let's do more on this with Dr. Ginger. Oh my goodness! And of course, we'll get a chance to talk about her book, her most recent book, and the Rainbow Juice Cleanse, and then talk about working for Donald Trump at the Mar-a-Lago spa there in Florida. So we'll continue with Dr. Ginger right after this break. News Radio 880 KCMX. Sunrise with Craig will return after that. Good morning, everyone. 35 minutes after the hour. Continuing with Dr. Ginger. You can find her on the web, thedrginger.com. Also on Facebook, thedrginger.com there too. And we talking to her about the toxic load of health, body products, and skin products. And it's fascinating from the standpoint of there are chemicals. Powder, the talcum powder, has been tied to ovarian cancer. Johnson & Johnson just lost in court, and they've been ordered to pay $72 million to a woman's family in Alabama because she was a lifelong user of talcum powder. And Dr. Ginger said what you want to use is GMO-free cornstarch. That would be the one. We've also talked about some of the comparison studies on some of the products, skin products for women, skin brightening products and skin tightening products. And it's amazing, pretty much the majority of these products all utilize toxic chemicals, preservatives, sulfates, PEG compounds, petroleum, and that kind of formaldehyde and all of that piece. And Dr. Ginger, thanks for being on the program. Your book, The Rainbow Juice Cleanse, that ties in with reducing the toxic load, correct?
It does, as a matter of fact, yes, absolutely, because the simplest ways to lessen your toxic load is, number 2, eat cleaner, and number 3, sweat and exercise, so you kind of get rid of some of those things. And then you can take it deeper with infrared saunas and colonics and all kinds of other things to detox. So I wrote the book, The Rainbow Juice Cleanse, and it's not just juices, there are foods in it as well, but it's all very, very clean foods that allow your body to digest very easily, absorb these incredible nutrients to boost your immune system, and then allow your body to kind of detoxify and get rid of the bad things it's been holding on to. So yes, that totally ties in, whether you want to call it weight loss, overall health, anti-aging, it all kind of ties in together. And that's why today we're talking about these ingredients that are found in very, very common and very popular skincare products, and how I've actually found a brand at joveskin.com/clean that does not have these chemical compounds in them, and actually, is really changing the kind of the terrain of the skincare industry in terms of not using these products and really educating people about these ingredients and what to avoid.
Well, and your passion in life is health information, but you said my passion is unbrainwashing, re-educating, and giving you back the power of great health. And you've got your Fat Funeral Detox and your 7-day online Fat Funeral Detox Nutrition Boot Camp programs, and you can find those. But you use all of the tools, correct, in your toolbox to achieve great health.
Absolutely, because, when someone gets sick, whether it's cancer, autoimmune disease, or whatever it might be, there are a lot of kind of angles, a lot of things that tie into contributing to that. And one of those things, as we're talking about today, are the things that you slather on your skin, you put in your hair, your makeup, all of that. All of those things, whatever you put on your skin within 30 seconds, guess what? It is in your bloodstream. And if it's in your bloodstream, it's affecting your health. And in this case, with what we're talking about today, it's affecting your health in a very negative way, potentially a very deadly way. So it's very important as consumers to understand your ingredients. And so this Never Ever list, and anyone who's interested in getting that can email me at ginger@drginger.com, and I'll send you a copy of this list. But this list really shows you, in a nutshell, all the things you need to avoid. And then the comparison chart that I know you have in front of you is really shocking to see some of these companies that, I used growing up, and many of them you see on social media, that are not on the ball with this, and they're using phenoxyethanol and other non-natural, they're using synthetic preservatives. They're using the PEG compounds, the PEG compounds, formaldehyde, petroleum-based products like baby oil, petroleum jelly.
I was just going to ask you about that baby oil, and you said doesn't matter, mineral oil, baby oil, it's all petroleum, and you suggested using almond oil.
You can use almond oil, avocado oil, various things you can find in your health food store. Coconut oil. I know you're a big fan of that. Not only using coconut oil on your skin, but also consuming it in your body. It's very good for you. So there's so many other options that you just need to know a little bit. It doesn't need to be overwhelming, and that's why this Never Ever list was put together, to kind of bring it all together to show you so that you can pull it out and pull all of your products out and start reading ingredients. Start throwing things in the trash.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm just guessing, but if I was a lady, if I was a woman listening right now, I'd be going, oh, no, everything I've got is dangerous. What am I going to do? How do I replace it? And I can't afford all that. I can't find. It's obviously that whole issue of feeling trapped. What would you say to that?
Well, and here's the thing. Let's take some baby steps. First of all, let's not feel overwhelmed, but let's just start to feel a little more empowered. And honestly, probably a little pissed off at some of these companies because they're using some of these ingredients. But we are becoming more educated as consumers. And the consumer demand is changing things. I talked in the last segment about Panera Bread changing their ingredients because of consumer demand. That trend is happening all over. General Mills is changing things. All these Subway, remember the whole yogurt cereal in their bread. Things are happening because of what you out there are demanding in the industries. So it just takes a little bit of education, but start baby stepping and kind of. I hate to say it this way, but I just want to say this: either you pay now or you pay later. So let's get rid of the garbage. Let's start consuming organic, clean foods, utilizing clean products on our skin, so that we don't have to pay later and suffer with medical bills and disease and pain and suffering and everything that goes along with it. Let's just start cleaning up our act, get back to common sense and things that make sense in terms of lessening our toxic load and boosting our immune system. It's really that simple. We just have to get that mindset.
Well, and here's the thing, Ginger. How many of these makeup product, cosmetic products have BHA and BHT in them?
Quite a few do. That's another thing that's on the list, and those are known carcinogens and hormone disruptors.
Right.
They're associated with brain, liver, kidney problems, as well as nervous system damage. So if you see BHA, BHT in your ingredient list, those are another one of the things you want to avoid. Another very common one that's on this list here of colors and dyes. You see red dye number 40, yellow dye number 5, and all these other synthetic FD and C colors and coal tar dyes. You don't want to consume those. That's why in the joveskin.com/clean, you can check that out, line, they use curcumin, turmeric, food-based colors, if you want to call it that, because these synthetic colors have issues. Big issues, whether it's in your food, like at a blue Gatorade, or whether it's in your skincare product and you're rubbing it on your skin. Either way, it gets into your body, into your bloodstream, and can negatively affect your health.
It's just amazing, Dr. Ginger, what is all and you know what? It's sad to me, actually, that these products get away with this. I mean, obviously, as they find technology to know what these are and that they are, the studies come out. And this is the next thing is, studies have come out and proven that these are unhealthy, but yet the chemical companies, the makeup companies, they don't change. They don't change their ways, do they?
They change when consumers stop buying their products, and so that's what needs to start happening, and it is starting to happen. But I'm trying to create awareness more and more, as are many of my other kind of natural health oriented cohorts, being able to be on shows like yours and many others that of hosts that really care about their audiences and want them to understand some of these things, so that they don't have to suffer in the long run. And again, lessening your toxic load, that is what health, healing, anti-aging, and thriving in this world, that is what your focus needs to be, lessening your toxic load, because when you do that, that allows your immune system to thrive.
It's fantastic. And, of course, you teach a lot about that in your book, The Rainbow Juice Cleanse. You can get to the website, therainbowjuicecleanse.com, and you talk about it healing properties of a rainbow of vegetables to kickstart weight loss, improve overall health. Most juicing books include recipes for high-sugar fruits, but that's what you say can actually ruin the detox.
Absolutely, and you know what? It can ruin your skin. A high-sugar diet causes aging, so that is why when you juice, and I love that people are juicing these days. It's so exciting to see so many more people on the bandwagon. However, because of the standard American diet addiction to sugar, the usual juice is usually a glass of fruit juice. And so people juice, they make more of a lateral move than an upward move, and they start juicing a lot of fruit. So in my book, there's delicious, absolutely delicious juices, but none of them are fruit. It's vegetables and herbs and ginger and fennel. And my husband's favorite is called A Taste of Italy. It literally tastes like a glass of a pizza, basically. It's absolutely delicious. But those are the things that are going to not only nourish your body, but nourish your skin and reverse the aging, kind of youthing, I like to call it, when you don't use a lot of sugars. Because we all know sugar is addictive, and sugar, actually fructose, like in fructose corn syrup, which is in sodas and lots of processed foods, but also a glass of fruit juice is a lot of fructose, and fructose turns into fatty acids, bad cholesterol, and triglycerides. It also ages your skin. So I tell people, eat your fruit, juice your veggies.
There you go. There you go. All right. Now, Dr. Ginger, last question because we got to get this in. That you were the spa director for the Trump Spa at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, working directly for Donald Trump. Tell us about that experience and what do you think of him being on the presidential candidate stage?
So you couldn't end an interview without asking me about that, right?
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
Yes, I used to work for the Donald, and I ran the Trump Spa at Mar-a-Lago, which is his private club in Palm Beach, where actually a lot of his press conferences have been from. Yes, I worked for him, and you know what? He is the kind of person, I work directly for him, but he's the kind of person that gets stuff done. And I personally don't think he's necessarily leaning one way or another in terms of parties.
Right.
I think he looks at a problem and says, we need to fix this. Let's just get it done. That is the experience that I've had with him. Working with him in the past is he's just the kind of person that gets things done.
I love it. I love it. Well, and it's obviously you've got to be a little proud seeing that and once again, he's trying to do something good for the country. But obviously he's not polished as a politician. He says he's never done it before. But for him to identify the issues, I think the American people want to hear it, but that's a whole nother discussion. So anyway, it's great.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. But yes, that was quite an incredible experience to work for him, and now to see him, on that platform of running for president. It should be very interesting to see how the traditional people out there react to that.
I know it. Well, and here's actually the thing is the privilege of working at that spa at Mar-a-Lago. That had to have been just a blast, right?
It was absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of history there. Marjorie Merriweather Post cereal, and E.F. Hutton used to own that home, and so it's obviously older, but just absolutely gorgeous and just a lot of history. And it was a beautiful place to work for sure.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Ginger, we're out of time, but it's awesome to have you on. Let's do this again soon, and let's talk about all this, and let's maybe plan on a part 2 with these cosmetic companies and see if we can't find out, because GMO free is big around here, and folks eating healthy and obviously putting these skin products on our skin, and like you said, absorbed within 30 seconds. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
So just start looking at labels, and if you want a copy of the Never Ever list, you can email me at ginger@drginger.com.
Very good. Very good. All right, Ginger, thanks so much. We'll be talking to you real soon, and we'll try to get this posted up on our Facebook page. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
All right. We'll get to a break and come right back. More on the Sunrise Show after this. We've got all kinds of things happening. Stay tuned. More on the Sunrise Show on News Radio 880 KCMX.